Hi everyone, myself Ramya. I'm dietitian at Arka hospital. So this video is regarding intermittent fasting. So we all know that intermittent fasting is highly in trend nowadays. So though it is a fad diet, it is highly in trend nowadays. What is intermittent fasting then? When you eat in intermittent fasting, you can eat only during a specific hour in a day and fast for certain hours in your day. So why you have to choose an intermittent diet? Because the excess calorie and the less activity can lead you to the obesity, okay, the cardiovascular diseases, and even a diabetes. So scientists have proven that the intermittent fasting have a high tendency to reverse this trend. So how does intermittent fasting works then? So when you consume a meal, the carbohydrate the carbohydrate in a food will be broken down into a glucose. The extra glucose will be stored in the liver and the adipose tissue as a fats and the glycogen. So, in between the meal, when the body is in a fasting stage, so glucose won't be much at that time. So, the liver will be converting the glycogen back to the glucose for producing energy. When it comes to inactive people and who doesn't do any physical activity, the glycogen will be long lasting for around 11 to 12 hours. Okay, so when you do a physical activity or any exercise, it takes less time. And then the fat acts as a fuel, where the fat will be broken down into a fatty acids, then converts into energy for producing the fuel to the body, where which we say it as a fat burn or a fat loss, whichever we see. So this way we can ensure you that the weight loss in a rapid time or a weight loss in a smaller duration. So what are the types of diet will be there in the intermittent fasting? So there are many different types of a diet. So mainly we focus on only few which will be easily and which has a high results. So in that mainly which is in trend is 16 is to 8. In 16 is to 8, in each day, you will be fasting for 16 hours and you will be eating only in a specific duration of a time, which is 8 hours. In these 8 hours, you can include all the fresh vegetables and even the fruits, and even you can include the pulses and legumes, cereals, and the low fat dairy products can be used. But you have to avoid all the trans and the saturated fats in your daily diet. And when it comes to a 16-hour diet, 16-hour fasting, sorry. So when it comes to a 16-hour fasting, if you're hungry, you can choose a fruit juices you can be chosen or a plain water you can be chosen, and zero calorie beverages can be included in this diet. Next is one-on-one or a alternate day fasting, where if you're eating on today and tomorrow you should fast. So a alternate day fasting you have to do in this time. So this is a kind of a highly recommended one because fat loss is seen much in this. But if you're unable to tolerate it, you can shift for a 16 is to 8. And next is a warrior diet, where in this, in a morning time or in a daytime, you can include only a few vegetables or a few fruits and have a huge meal at a night. Next one is 5 to 2, where in a week you have to fast for 2 days and the left 5 days you can have a normal diet of around 500 to 600 fewer calories. So you may have a question that thus all can follow this intermittent fasting. There are three people who have to avoid the intermittent fasting. One, the lactating women, the two, children's, and the three, the pregnant women. During this period of time, we can't give them a fewer calories, which we say as a low calorie diet, because they should be a brain improvement and the growth, because we should keep on mind of the growth of the children and even their brain improvement and the muscle improvement everything. So pregnant women and the lactating and the children should avoid this intermittent fasting. So hope you're following a healthy diet, and if you have any doubts and any queries, you can just call to our hospital and connect to a dietitian.